let's start the debate tonight. On the political side tonight on the news hour, I have Ravi Shankar Prasad of the BJP tonight, and we have Jayanti Natrajan of the Congress Party. Thank you very much. To discuss the corporate aspect of it, which is this all-out war between two sides, Rajeev Chandrasekhar is on tonight, and there's Suhel Seth who's joining us from Singapore to represent the other point of view. TSR Subramaniam, former Cabinet Secretary, is with us tonight. Now, before I go to our political panelists tonight, I have a question here fundamentally for you, Suhel. This letter war which is going on here, isn't it true that the only thing it proves, A, is that both sides knew a lot of the muck that was going on in the ministry and the government in the telecom policy, that when it doesn't suit you, you go public with selective bits of information? Isn't that the only conclusion one can draw?
You know, I don't want to get into a personal issue with Rajeev or for that matter with anyone. I've said this on your channel, Arnab, and I will say it again. What do you do when the system itself is rotten to the core? When a group, and I can be privy to the fact, I don't want to debate the dates and the semantics, but the realities are that the CAG report of the government has said that one of the Tata companies was one of the deprived companies as far as some telecom issues were concerned.
No, so
it's not Ratan Tata saying it. It's not someone else. No, my point is, my limited point is, which Rajeev has alluded to even earlier in his writings, in his articles, in his open letter to Sunil Mittal. The telecom policy had constantly been vitiated from government to government. For whatever reason, I don't want to say it's a BJP thing, Congress thing. I think the bigger issue, Arnab, that you and I have always grappled with is, if there is no probity, if there is no transparency, if there is no honesty in the way the system works, you will have a situation where you will be forced to bring things in the public domain. The reality is that there is a lot of hurt. There is a lot of anguish on various sides.
1 second.
I mean, the fact that today you have, 1 minute, the fact that you today have an A. Raja who swindled the country of thousands of crores, the fact that you have a CBI which now wakes up to investigate, the fact that you and I are discussing this on panel after panel,
I find it interesting
that there is a systemic problem.
Sohail, I find it interesting.
There is a systemic problem.
You are conveniently attacking the politicians. You're not asking a single direct question to Rajeev.
I'm not attacking the politician. Again, you're putting words in my mouth. I have said the system doesn't comprise the politician. It is unfair to bash the politician all the time. I've repeatedly said on your program, it's the bureaucracy. It's those unlisted front firms, not only in telecom, elsewhere. It is the fact that natural resources in this country are not priced.
No, do you
agree?
It
is the fact that the bureaucracy is involved. It is a whole system that is corrupt or that is rotten to the core.
No, but everyone benefits.
Don't make this out to be Suhel Seth versus the politician.
No, it's everyone benefits.
No, the point, Arnab, is exactly what you said.
So
if people benefit not because of merit, you will have the problem that you see today. You've hit the nail. It is an abolition of merit that is creating this fundamental disconnect.
I think
it is limited point.
No, 1 second. I think you're taking it out to a different level. Let me get first Ravi Shankar Prasad in right now. You know, this argument...
Sure.
No, 1 second. Let's ask the politicians the political question here tonight. You know, is it just a falling out between corporates and politics that we are seeing here tonight? Mr. Prasad, falling out between corporates and politicians. Some politicians have benefited some groups in the past, others have benefited some other groups, and now, you know, when it's all falling out, that's why we are seeing these open letter wars.
Arnab, my position is very clear. We have the biggest scam in India after independence of 1,76,000 crores as per CAG report in the spectrum allocation. This requires to be investigated fairly and properly. We have said JPC is the only fair instrument with parliamentary accountability. The Congress has a problem that even our regime should be incorporated from 2001. Sushma ji said in the all-party meeting, why 2001? Go back to 98 itself when Bajpayee government came to power. We are open for all this because we have nothing to hide. And I want your viewers to know across the nation that in 1998, the incoming call was rupees 16 per minute. It was our policy in 99, introducing competition with a fair kind of infrastructure support that saw the downturn of the entire price war, competition, and also availability when one more operator was introduced. But I want a larger issue.
1 second.
Today we have also seen that corporate influence is operating behind induction of cabinet minister, though tainted, to get a particular department, in which unfortunately journalists are also involved. This impinges upon the polity of the country, and therefore there has to be a wholesome investigation. And therefore we want the JPC. Why the Congress or the government is shying away from the JPC? It will be headed by them. We'll have 30 members from all political parties. Let there be a fair investigation, and our stand is very clear. You want to have 2001, we say go to 98. We have nothing to hide, but have a fair, prompt investigation where all the agency will be pulled in and the guilty will be punished.
Okay, Jayanti Natrajan, I would like you to respond with your initial comments here tonight. You're resisting the JPC, and what are we seeing as a result? We are seeing corporates throw letters at each other, bring out the muck in the past. The loss to the exchequer is not even considered an issue to debate today because of all this.
Well, Arnab, I would like to ask the BJP why they are running away from a debate in Parliament. Why should they sit there day after day after day, historically an entire session being washed out, saying that this and only this will do, that only a JPC can do, although the Public Accounts Committee is already apprised of the matter. They keep on talking about the same old tired arguments that they brought out, that the Public Accounts Committee is not empowered to do this and not empowered to do something else. Their own party, there are differences of opinion. Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi wants to go ahead with the Public Accounts Committee. Mr. Yashwant Sinha does not want to go ahead with it. They, first of all, don't even have a stand on the Public Accounts Committee. The nation wants to know, why will they not discuss this issue in Parliament? Even if there's even the request for a JPC, why will they not argue this in Parliament? Why will they not allow a debate to take place? Why will they not allow Kapil Sibal to make an announcement in Parliament? What are they running away from? Are they running away from something? We know that this entire issue of spectrum, first in 1999, when Mr. Vajpayee was government, in the aftermath of Kargil, he gave so many benefits to the telecom operators then, and at that time the CAG report said not a notional loss but a quantified loss of 60,000 crores. The same CAG, perhaps not the same person, but the same institution of CAG, said that there was a loss of 60,000 crores.
But this is muddying the waters.
Now, after that, why will not the BJP discuss this issue in Parliament? There is a Supreme Court sponsored CBI investigation. They don't have faith in the Supreme Court. They don't have faith in the CBI. They don't have faith in the Public Accounts Committee. What is this? It's a game of political brinkmanship. The country is losing. The country is losing.
How do I believe this is not a manufactured fight? This manufactured fight will only conceal the cozy relationship between certain corporates and certain political parties. Mr. Prasad, can you deny the fact that in Mr. Tata's letter today, I know you don't want to get into this, but it's taking a political color. Some corporates are defending the Congress. Some corporates are defending the BJP. Some are saying, NDA benefited one particular group, Rajeev Chandrasekhar's lobby. Mr. Ratan Tata is saying, the Prime Minister is being attacked. We have never seen this in India, that corporates are taking such open political sides. And there is not a day that there has been a serious debate in Parliament. Yes.
Arnab, first of all, let me reply to the debate part of it. Jayanti, my distinguished colleague in the Parliament and good friend, need to remember the last year, July, we have a very elaborate debate in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, where Arunji spoke on behalf of the BJP, I spoke and Sushma ji spoke. And all the issues which are part of CAG report, we raised there. Nothing happened. The Prime Minister rose to defend Mr. Raja. And ultimately, even the IT committee examined, nothing was found. Let me tell you, had we not adopted coercive measures inside the Parliament, Mr. Raja's resignation would not have been there.
Yes.
The CBI raid on him would not have been there.
Okay.
The point is, I am with Jayanti. Examine our role also. Jayanti ji, we have nothing to hide. We introduced competition. We lowered the rate. Everything is above board. You have something to hide. Because your Prime Minister maintained a conspiracy of silence when from 2007 till 2009, the country's revenue was being
critical issue is being forgotten.
Very important.
Critical issue is being forgotten. Critical issue, Mr.
Only one point. Only one point. The larger issue is, we have now clear evidence of corporate lobbyists in conjunction with journalists and other corporate honchos seeking to retain Raja as telecom minister. It is interference in the polity of the country as to how cabinet is to be formed. That is to be examined by the JPC,
tell me, Mr. Prasad.
not by the PSC.
No, my question
that is to be examined by the
JPC.
JPC,
My question is this.
Not by the
no,
Supreme
my
Court.
question is this. My question goes to TSR Subramaniam. My question is this. Should we believe today that all this started only, in 2006, 2007 after Raja came? Mr. Subramaniam? Is this not a known fact? Have people not benefited?
No, Arnab, I guess that the theme today is role of business in policy making.
True.
I have seen this role from 70s at very close quarters. I have seen it in industry ministry. I have seen it in commerce ministry. I have seen it in steel ministry. I have seen it in petroleum ministry and now telecom ministry. Wherever there is gravy, wherever there is money, and sort of bees come in there, number one. Number two, it is well known secret that money in India by big corporates is not made in the factory, not in the research laboratory, not in the market. It is made in Delhi. This is not something new, not something for the last 5 years. It is something we have known for the last 30 years.
Okay.
Number three is that the politician and the bureaucrat is in the limelight. It requires two hands to clap.
Yep.
And the other hand is permanently provided by the businessman. I don't want to tar everybody with the same brush, but a very large number. I would have to start counting the business people that I know in the fingers of one hand to see how many are completely above board. And it is a well-known secret. What are we? Are we all babes in the wood? How many MPs are there associated with the business houses? Are we babes in the wood? How many secretaries are appointed by business houses? We have known it all. Everybody, every insider knows. Petroleum secretary comes, who gets him appointed?
True.
Textile secretary comes, who gets him appointed?
Absolutely.
We know what are we talking about here? And somebody Suhel mentioned, system must be cleaned. There is no effort going on now because you said cozy relationship. Yes, everybody is happy. The politician
of course.
There's a grand
conspiracy of
silence. Everybody is looting the system. It is only the poor man who is sort of caught holding the bag. It's a very sad state of affairs, but these are harsh realities.
My question
we are all beneficiaries.
No, my question
Everybody
to Suhel
wearing a suit.
One minute.
Wearing a suit is a beneficiary.
No, 1 second. Suhel, if Mr. Ratan, I'll be very direct tonight. If Mr. Ratan Tata knew all this, should he not have revealed this earlier? Why now?
He did. He's the only... 1 minute. When these issues have been raised in his letter to Rajiv, from the extracts of which I've read, he clearly mentions that he refused to co-sign a particular letter for a particular issue. Okay, A. B. Which Indian CEO, you tell me, and I'm not holding a brief for Ratan Tata, he doesn't need me to hold a brief. Which Indian CEO in a 1-hour interview with one of India's most respected journalists, Shekhar Gupta, went and answered every issue? Rajiv mentions in his letter to him a pointed question that, you talked about the 15 crore bribe that was asked of you. Ratan Tata made that public. How many of our people, and I agree with Mr. Subramaniam, and Mr. Subramaniam is only mentioning the point that I made earlier, that it is the whole system that needs to be investigated. Okay, no. Why has there been no mention of all these, 1 minute, why has there been no mention of all these scam front companies part of the telecom loop?
True.
Why? Because it is convenient. I have on your program, Arnab, on your very program, on November the 18th, when the first issue of the tapes came up, I said that you will have to have a 360-degree investigation. Talking about conversations is not enough.
Okay, good.
If the system is porous enough, if the system allows these flexibilities, the system will suffer.